Welcome to English Instructor. Just another beautiful day in paradise. This place is famous for having a lot of color in the springtime. So how do you spell color? C-O-L-O-R or C-O-L-O-U-R? Let me think about that. Today's lesson is about spelling. So let's find out.
Today's lesson is about basic spelling rules. We'll start with the present progressive tense. There are several rules to the present progressive tense. Let's start with part A. Adding ing to the base form of the verb. Read becomes reading, stand, standing, jump, jumping. Next, if a verb ends in a silent E, drop the final E and add ing. Note leave becomes leaving, L-E-A-V-I-N-G. Take, taking, with no E, T-A-K-I-N-G. And receiving. Note part C. In a one-syllable word, if the last three letters are a consonant-vowel consonant combination, double the last consonant before adding ing. Notice sitting has two T's, running two N's, and hopping two P's. Let's take a look at a few more rules for the present progressive. Do not double the last consonant if it is a W, X, or Y. Note sewing, playing, and mixing do not have double consonants. Part E. In words with two or more syllables that end in a CVC combination, double the last consonant only if the last syllable is stressed. Admit, admitting with two T's. Notice the spelling of whispering due to the first stressed syllable. And last, if the verb ends in IE, change the IE to Y before adding ing. Die becomes dying. On to the simple present tense. Notice that we add a S for most verbs: works, buys, rides, and returns. Add ES for words that end in CH, S, SH, X, or Z. Watches, passes, rushes, relaxes, buzzes. Grammar note C. Change the Y to I and add ES when the base form ends in a consonant plus a Y. So study becomes studies, S-T-U-D-I-E-S. Hurry becomes hurries, H-U-R-R-I-E-S. Dry becomes dries, D-R-I-E-S. However, do not change the Y when the base form ends in a vowel plus a Y. For example, plays and enjoys. And last we have grammar note D. A few verbs have irregular forms. Be becomes is, do does, go goes, have has. Now let's look at some spelling rules for the simple past tense. If the verb ends in a consonant, add ed. Return becomes returned. Help becomes helped. Cook becomes cooked. Next, if the verb ends in E, add D. Live, lived. L-I-V-E-D. Create, created. C-R-E-A-T-E-D. Die, died. Part C. In one-syllable words, if the verb ends in a CVC combination, double the last consonant and add ed. Hop becomes hopped, H-O-P-P-E-D. Rub becomes rubbed, R-U-B-B-E-D. However, do not double one-syllable words ending in W, X, or Y. Note the spelling of bowed, mixed, and played. Let's continue with the simple past tense. In words of two or more syllables that end in a CVC combination, double the last consonant only if the last syllable is stressed. Notice the spelling of preferred and the spelling of visited. For grammar note E, we have if the verb ends in a consonant plus a Y, change the Y to I and add ed. Worry becomes worried, W-O-R-R-I-E-D. Copy becomes copied, C-O-P-I-E-D. However, you'll want to note that if the verb ends in a vowel plus a Y, add ed. Do not change the Y to I. For example, play becomes played, P-L-A-Y-E-D. Annoy, annoyed, A-N-N-O-Y-E-D. Of course, with many grammatical rules, there are always a few exceptions. Note the spelling of paid, laid, and said.
We interrupt your program English Instructor to bring you news and views. And while you're watching news and views, be sure to notice some of the vocabulary. You may even want to get a little help from a friend, a teacher, or a dictionary. Welcome to News and Views. What's your name and what's your profession?
My name is Chris Lashinsky. I'm a commercial photographer.
Wow, that sounds interesting. It sounds like a lot of fun. What are the rewards of being a photographer? What's satisfying about your job?
Rewards are being able to set my own schedule, set my own pricing, and just kind of pick the jobs I want to do. It's satisfying to see a project come together and see it in print or a website that's been built with the imagery that I shot and see everything come together at the end like that.
Great. What are the challenges and difficulties of your job?
Just the time frame everything needs to happen in. A lot of times people need the imagery shot right away, and then they want to shoot as much as possible in one day, and it's usually a struggle between quantity and quality.
What was your highest profile product, or who was your highest profile client?
I shot a job for Apple Computer, and for me that's probably my number one choice for a client to have.
Yeah, Apple is definitely one of the highest clients you can have. What is your favorite kind of photography? For example, landscape, commercial products, fine art, portraits, sports, weddings, black and white, etc.
I like lifestyle photography the best, where I'm mixing a person in with a pretty location or nice location. It could be someone at the beach, or it could be someone in a park. That's my favorite.
Great, it all sounds so interesting. You're lucky to have such a great job. Hopefully your next portrait will sell for $1 million. Thanks for appearing on News and Views.
My pleasure.
That was News and Views. I hope you had a chance to notice the vocabulary. Be sure to practice some of the vocabulary in your future conversations. Now back to your regular program.
That was News and Views. I hope you thought it was interesting. I sure did. Now on to basic spelling rules. I'll spare you the boring details and not read all the grammar notes. Instead, I suggest you hit pause and replay and revisit these grammar notes if you need further explanation. Here we have some spelling rules for comparative and superlative adjectives. Next, we have some spelling rules for adverbs. Here we are continuing with adverbs with a few more grammar notes. So how do you spell color, as I previously asked? In America, we spell color C-O-L-O-R. In Britain, they spell it C-O-L-O-U-R. And notice a few more words that have the O-R versus O-U-R spelling. Color, flavor, humor, and neighbor. For more spelling practice, log on to anthonyhalderman.com for a free basic spelling quiz. Good luck and have fun.
Well, that concludes this lesson of English Instructor. I hope you thought it was interesting. Please be sure to watch another episode of English Instructor. I'll see you later. Bye.